eterna sed de amar, anhelos de caricias, de besos y ternuras.
Hello everybody, this is going to be a film editor's video on why In the Mood for Love is praised the way it is in the film editing community. So to start things off, we're going to talk about how editing was used creatively to set the narrative, create the mood, and control the pace of the film. In the Mood for Love was edited and directed in a specific way to give just enough information to the audience to keep them interested, but not too much to give away the plot through dialogue. This is an example of reduced narrative, and it is used expertly well by the explosion of visual expression rather than relying on worded storytelling. Through its lush imagery and creative soundtrack, the reduced narrative of In the Mood for Love is what gives the movie its praise. The chief editor, William Chang Suk-ping, believes in the idea that less is more, and it shows throughout the entire film when characters cast a gaze to one another and the shot holds for a very long time before entering the reaction shot. Next, we're going to take a look at how editing was used to create the mood of the film. Now, I'm sure all of you remember this sequence from the movie. As you can imagine, the music was chosen for this movie for a strong reason. It is used in conjunction with slowed footage to create a mood within the audience between the main characters. These scenes here are particularly important to the entire film. The editor wants the audience to slow down the thought process of what the characters are doing in the scene. Every movement is accentuated and focused on heavily by slowing the pace to match the mood. Now, the main reason these scenes are pieced together like this is so the editor can express a buildup of a relationship through the irrelevant tasks of our daily lives and form intimacy. One of the magical things that In the Mood for Love was able to do is to pull off an incredible task of showing that intimacy can be displayed in editing without romance, and romance can be displayed without intimacy. The next thing I want to talk about is the pacing of In the Mood for Love, and this is just as important as narrative or mood could ever be in the film. Now, we all know that the movie felt slow as an audience member, and I too am guilty of thinking this. But after a deep reflection about why the movie is paced the way it is, I found that a lot of the shots that were long or held on faces for too long were actually the characters deep in thought, especially the male. His pace was especially slow, and cuts to him smoking away on his cigarettes were meant to show the conflict in his mind about his feelings for the girl and the loyalty to his wife clashing in his head. This is the other main editing sequence that sticks out above the rest, mainly because it goes against the entire pace of the film and was meant to show worry and a sense of being lost. It is the only time where cuts are unevenly paced so closely to each other, and adds contrast to the slowness of the film. As I was saying earlier about romance and intimacy, both are shown in scenes that may not show all of the character's face or body. Some shots were selected specifically to show only the delicate moments and reactions of their hands, legs, and posture. These were chosen to be in the film because, once again, less is more. And even though the movie may be in a Chinese dialect, it is the body language that really tells the story and sets the mood.
Como yo te adoro.